up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're a new subscriber or a long-time subscriber, then hey, bitch. And if you're not a new subscriber or a long-time subscriber, then you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Love and Love After Lockup. So I've been watching the show for a while. I just don't think that I've ever reviewed the show at all. But you know, I put the poll up, asked y'all what y'all wanted. Y'all pretty much said y'all do all of them, so I'm gonna do my best to do all of the reviews. So here is Love After Lockup. Okay, so the first couple I'm gonna talk about is Heather and Dylan. Okay, y'all know Dylan had been locked up. He barely knew Heather when he got locked up, but Heather was feeling him so much that she just hung around, honey. Okay, so she hung around, and he eventually, I guess, proposed to her while he was in prison. Well, when he got out, she took him to the house, to her aunt's house, because that's where she's staying at. Okay, he getting to know her aunts and all this other stuff, and she feeling away. She thought this big old hitsy fit, and so they ended up leaving the house, right? Because her main thing is she wants to be able to have sex with her man. And she don't know if she really gonna be able to do that with her auntie on the other side of the door with her breathing machine on her, with her oxygen machine on her. Okay, so I can't stand Heather. Okay, it's quite a few individuals on the show I just don't like. So Heather decides that she finna leave the house, has her Dylan pack up all their stuff. They finna go. They're gonna get a hotel or whatever. Well, while they're out, guess what? The aunt, okay, gets the probation officer or whatever showed up at the door. So he gets a call, Dylan gets a call from her aunt like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all gone or whatever, but I asked you about your probation officer. You told me not to worry about him. Well, guess what? He here at my house, honey, so what's tea? So, okay, Heather has to rush to get him back. Okay, she gets him back, and luckily for him, the probation officer just wanted to make sure this is where he's going to be at, whatever. He's not going to send him back to prison for not being at the house once he arrived. It's all good. It's whatever, okay? So they're getting ready because now that he's out of prison, he has to get like an ID, social security card. There's certain licenses and things that he has to get. Well, he's waiting on Heather to pull her SHI together, and she over there just I guess she was doing the makeup, and it's funny that she was taking that long to come out looking like the same way that she went in there. Okay, so she come out, and he's like, he really pressed and worried because he's like, listen, I got to get this done within a certain amount of, certain time frame. And she's taking so long, I'm afraid that it's not even going to happen. Well, guess what? He was right. It was not going to happen. When they pulled up to the location, they took their last person of the day. They weren't doing no more driving tests, no permit tests. They weren't doing nothing else. It's dead. It's done. We ain't doing it, child. Come back tomorrow. Try again later. So when they're outside and they're talking to production, okay, they're doing their little interviews. And so she said, yeah, well, he didn't get to do anything. He didn't get anything done today, so we'll have to come back. And he said, yeah, because of makeup. And she was like, excuse me? He was like, because of your makeup. I'm just playing. It's like, nah, stand on your word. That's how you feel. But I understand he wants to be sensitive to her because she's a wacko bird, and he knows that. But he's teetering around the line because he knows I got to use her aunt's house, as my probation location. So I got to be mindful of that, right? So she gets mad, and then she says, oh, I got to go to the car. She wants to go to the car. He's trying to call her to talk to her. She said, no, you go ahead. You do what you're going to do. You finish your interview. You do what you're going to do. So he goes to do what he's going to do. She gets mad and tells him, come on, I'm ready to go. I'm leaving, like throws this fit. A complete weirdo. She started driving crazy, going down the wrong streets, everything. She starts getting ready to take her seatbelt off, trying to take her mic off her, ripping out the GoPros and everything in the car, like just a freaking wacko. This girl has deep rooted issues that has come from her childhood, and it's so sad. It's so sad to see. I don't even know what to say. It's just terrible to see. But what I think I did read up on the fact that Dylan did move on from her. He definitely went and got him a whole nother girlfriend. And I do believe he filed a restraining order against this lady. Okay, Heather, because girl, this show, I can't even say the show got you looking like a fool. You got yourself looking like a fool because this is what you give them to see. Okay? But yeah, she got some mental issues or something going on, and I hope that she's able to get that rectified, especially now that Dylan is not in her life anymore. But we're gonna continue to review it as the show goes on. So Kweilyn and Chevelle. So y'all know Kweilyn got out of prison. Chevelle threw him this big old party. She even gave him a surprise car. All this stuff, okay? The mama her cousin or whatever, big cousin, don't believe like he gonna be around, Kweilyn gonna be around, or none of that. The mama is a little iffy about Kweilyn, and then Kweilyn's mama is iffy about Chevelle, okay? So it's just a muck in the palace. So they go out and I believe they take the daughter to like a petting zoo or wherever they took her on an outing. It was in that moment Kweilyn decided to let her know, hey, I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and go to Texas. Now, mind you, Kweilyn bossed up after he had to talk with the pastor that she took him to go see. The pastor told him to really think about what you're trying to do, whether it's for Chevelle or your mother or whatever. Most importantly, you got to think about what you want to do for yourself, right? So Kweilyn told her like, hey, I'm going to Texas. It's a one-way ticket. And she's taken back because she's like, well, wait, what? Like, why am I just not knowing about this? You said you was going to be here for us. You said this, you said that. And I understood Kweilyn in a moment when Kweilyn said, I made a commitment to you, but I also made a commitment to my family. So he really does not know. He is torn. He doesn't know what he wants to do. I do think that it sucks that he got a one-way ticket, and had no intentions or no clear plan on when he was going to return. Right? So she's like, what you want me to do? Wait? And he was like, yeah. She was like, no, I'm not finna do that because you're not standing on your word. So if you're not gonna stand on your word, what I look like? Why would I continue to hang around? I can't fault her for that. Girl, move around. And she's feeling silly because everybody said that this is what he was gonna do, and now he's doing it. But Kweilyn feels like, listen, I do care about you. I do want to be with you. I'm not lying, about that. I don't want you to think that I'm using you because that's not the case, but I do want to go and see my family and see what it's like and all that other stuff. So that's what he gonna go do. And it's unfortunate, he's out there getting ready to drive off. You got little mama in the window looking out, I'm just like, dang, did he even say bye to the baby? I would assume that he did. They probably just didn't show that on camera. So Kweilyn is off to Texas, honey. Headed to Texas, pulls up at mama's house. Mama got a nice house, okay? Mama over there living real good, honey, all right? And she's over there talking to him about his options and everything and him staying in Texas or whatever. He's letting her know, like, listen, I'm still stuck on Chevelle. That's who I'm committed to. Like, I came out here to see y'all and stuff. I'm going to see what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, like, that's where I'm trying to be committed. And the mama's like, I hear what you're saying, honey, but I'm going to need you to explore them options, okay? I'm going to need you to see what else is out here is tea because you just got out of prison. You over here dealing with this girl and you don't know for sure if that's what you want. You need to see what these other ladies out here talking about. You need to check out the women. You need to check out the jobs, okay? So she's forcing that on him. His younger sister came out. They hugged, greeted each other. She hasn't seen him in a while. And so she tells him, like, yeah, I got some friends or whatever for you. I got some friends. And I'm just like, first of all, how old are you, ma'am? With your young self. How old are you and how old are these friends you talking about? Because he may be too old for them. Okay. And I said, I know it ain't nobody but his mama that put that girl up to that to make sure that everybody's on one accord with helping him find somebody else because she does not believe that it's Chevelle. She does not believe that Chevelle is the one for him. And she don't even believe that her son really knows what it is that he wants at this point in his life right now. So that's where she's at. She ends up taking him on a ride, and the ride happens to be a pop-up surprise to a barbershop. So she's trying to get him a job at the barbershop, which I think is pretty good when you're coming out of prison. It's like, I feel like that's pretty easy. Go in there, cut some hair. I don't know how that works with, taxes or whatever, but it may be some easy and quick money for you. So go ahead and hop in the doggone, barbershop, stay out of trouble, go and cut some hair. The head barber owner was open to the idea of having Kweilyn come in and work for them. He was down for that. He said he don't care what the background is. He's all about giving people chances, and that's what he wants to do with him. And I thought that was dope. So Kweilyn decided to kind of open up more, and he was like, listen, I don't know what my mama told you, but my main girl, my girl is back home. I got a family, and my whole goal is to really have my family in one place. So I'm probably going to end up going back there. And the dude said, well, it's all good. Should you ever come back to Texas, like, I got you. You can work here. It's not an issue. It's cool. So that was good to see. And I also, although I don't like how his mom is going about trying to hook him up with these different girls, I appreciate the fact that the mom is trying to find avenues for her son so he can also stay out of trouble, because she meant that. When she moved away from Missouri and she moved to Texas, she wanted to get her son out of that drama and out of that trouble to prevent him from going back you know, to prison. So she's trying to show him some new things. And I think that's great to be able to have your child come out and you already trying to work on some stuff for him. So I think that's really good. But honey, when Chevelle get wind of what's going on, I know she gonna be pissed off. I know she gonna be mad. Jessica and Maurice. Okay, all right, so Jessica and Maurice, you know, she's pregnant. And they found out on last week's episode, and they both agreed to not tell anybody. Well, Big Mouth Maurice decided that he was gonna tell the daddy, okay? And based on that information, the daddy was like, okay, well, I hope that you're gonna be able to provide for her or whatever. But in the meantime, I'll loan you some money. This is a loan. He gives him about $2,000 to go and buy an actual ring for Jessica. Now, Maurice did say that he could use that money at the casino or something and try and flip that, but I was like, I know he not, but we haven't seen that in this episode, so I want to believe that he did right, okay, with the $2,000 that was given to him. So he wants to actually give her a wedding because, you know, when they were in prison, it was just like, okay, you want to marry him? You want to marry her? Okay, cool. Sign this document and y'all can go on over there in the room, okay? That's all that was, but he wants to give her the actual aisle, wedding, all of that stuff. So they go to this venue that has a lot of different rooms, and they kind of chose the last venue, which actually looked really nice. You know, it was kind of like it was indoors, but it gave you the outdoor feel with the trees, and you could hear the water falling and everything. So they really liked that. And once they got to that room, Maurice took it upon himself to get down on his knee and re-proposed to his wife. And he had a really nice ring, and she was like, you know, this ring is really nice. I'm happy. I hope he didn't get the money illegally, you know, but overall I'm happy. And no, he didn't get the money illegally, but now she sees it, you know, he got it from the daddy. And I'm glad to see that Maurice did right with that money, okay? Went, got that ring. It was a nice looking ring, and then whoop, there it is. Now they got to figure out how they finna pay for this wedding, okay? So I hope Maurice probably put $500 on that ring. I hate to say it, okay? All right, get that lady that $500 ring that you probably done got from the pawn shop. All right, like somebody else. Oh, who did that? Egypt man did that when they got that ring from the pawn shop. No, ma'am. Okay, pay that $500 for that pawn shop and use that other $1,500 so you can secure this space so y'all can go ahead and get this wedding kicked off. All right, Sean and Destiny. Destiny done had this court hearing. Okay, she went in the court hearing. First of all, Sean is a big liar. Let's just get that out of the way. Sean got about 7 kids, but he not with the one lady that he got all the kids by. He over here trying to be with a convicted felon and all this other stuff. But okay then, stupid. So of course they're at the court hearing because he put no he was on the line for $50,000. So he was on her ass about that, okay, making sure she showed up. Well, she go in because it was a case where I guess she ran away. Well, unfortunately, they told her, well, girl, listen, this is what we're going to do for you. I got some good and bad news, okay? The good news is that we're going to drop the case. Well, the bad news is that, girl, we're going to bring the case back, okay? So in the state or city of wherever they are, they have 2 opportunities to recharge you with the same offense within a year. And I'm like, dang, so double jeopardy don't even apply out there. But once again, for every law, there's another law that pretty much knocks that one out the ballpark. And that was the state law on that one, okay? So she's pressed, she's stressed, she's really worried about it. He's trying to console her, and she ain't really trying to hear that. She's like, I don't give a damn about that. I can't think about that because, you know, I just got out. My attorney only pushed the case back by a few weeks. You know, I know they're going to try me again. They hate me. They have 2 opportunities to do this within a year. I haven't even been out a whole year. So I just know I'm going to be going back to jail. So she's not even trying to receive any positive information. She walks off to go have a smoke. Okay. Well, before she walks off to have a smoke, he tells her that he not gonna leave her, and she's like, well, I don't expect you to stick around. He was like, well, you know me. I'm like, no, you what? No, you a liar? Okay, because that's all you've been doing since you've been with this girl, a straight up liar. So if she's saying she believe you ain't gonna stick around, I'm with her, because you're not gonna stick. You can't even stick around with the woman that got the 7 kids by you. Okay, but you gonna sit up here and say this like you'll stick around her if she locked up for 7 years? Ooh, child, if he ain't dumb, I don't know what is, okay? So that was that. She walked off. She went to go smoke a cigarette. He gonna sit up there and have a conversation with the mama and the sister, getting emotional and start crying, didn't want to show them a ring and talk about he wants to propose to her and let her know that he here. He ain't gonna let her go. She ain't gotta go through this all by herself and all this other stuff. I'm like, boy, go ahead. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Just get the fuck Okay, so then he takes her somewhere. He wants to walk, around a park or whatever. She really like, I don't even want to do that. I just want to take my mother to a hotel, and I just want to smoke my cigarettes, and I just want to chill out. That's all I want to do. So he pulls over anyway. They go walking. He get down on his knee. He proposed to her. I think the episode could have went off at the time. I'm not sure. Either that or she said yes. One of the two, child. I don't know, but we'll find out. John and Christy. So Christy went missing from the halfway house, and Christy has a history of doing this. When Christy gets locked up, she goes to the halfway house, she gets out, she starts doing drugs, okay? Now, you would have thought the situation this time would have been different considering the fact that her mom's health is steadily declining, okay? She finally has gotten married. She has somebody that's supporting her and financially throughout this entire thing. You would think she probably would have made some different choices, but that's not the case at all, okay? So she ran away from the halfway house, obviously to go use some drugs or whatever, got herself in trouble with running away, decided to call John to have him come find her. John got her at his house, but he also is a convicted felon. He's been in prison before. And he's like, well, she's here at the house. I really don't want to have her go back because I already know what's going to happen. But I also don't want them to bust in the house and we're all here and they find her here and we all be locked up and charged because of that. So he's really like, he's throwing a fit outside. He don't really know what to do because he wants her here with him. But then it's like the best thing for her to do is to turn herself in, because if she let the cops catch her, then it's going to be even worse, and because of her actions, she's going to go back to jail. Like, she's going to have to suffer some more consequences. And she over there crying, and I don't understand addiction, I'll be honest. I haven't been around people that use drugs to even really know how that works, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, on the outside looking in, it's like, can't you just quit? Like, girl, like, can't it just be, ain't it just a switch? Like, girl, what's going on? They got you in a halfway house. Don't you want to do better? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like, I feel like I ain't even got no sympathy for you, like, at all. You could cry whatever tears you want to cry. You sit up there, you told your mama that you was going to do better, then you turn around and you do this same SHI, all because you don't like the rules of the halfway house. Girl, you ain't even got to be there that long. Okay, so now you done messed up your whole situation and you back on reset because you stupid. Like, I mean, to me, that right there just does not make any sense. I feel no sympathy for Christiana at all. And I damn sure don't feel none for John, because that's what you get going to get a felon that has a history of dealing with drugs, substance abuse, and all this other stuff. And then now her mama already told you what happens, what her history is. She runs away from the halfway house. It's like a repetitive thing that she always does. And then here you are in this situation. Then you want to kick cans and throw bags and throw all this and that. Go ahead, bye. Okay, because you already should have known what was going to happen. It is what it is. Those are the risks you take when you go and get somebody out of prison. Okay. Tyrese got stood up by Shonda. Okay, y'all know Shonda had got out of jail. And she was kicking it with him, but after she collected that money, honey, and she got on that Greyhound, she ain't have nothing else for Tyrese. She ain't have nothing to say, nothing to talk about, nothing. Well, Tyrese has decided to move on, although Shonda called him and tried to, talk to him, apologize. So I think it had been 2 or 3 months since they last spoke. And he really felt the way about that because, and rightfully so, he gave her his money, he invested time in her, and he don't know if you dead, alive, or whatever. And I think he gave her the cell phone that she did have, and you just ran off on the plug, okay? So he was really pressed about that. She tried to call, apologize. He wasn't really into it, open to it, really hearing it. So he's moved on to a whole nother lady. Her name is Tracy. She also has a history, okay, of being in prison as well. She tells him, like, what are you going to do if she reaches out to you again? Because she will, because she's going to want the money. And I'm like, girl, you would be one to know, wouldn't you, honey? You would be one to know. He tells her that's completely over. You don't have to worry about that at all. I've moved past that. And that's just what that is, Of course, he went and got another woman that he's known for a minute that's been in prison so he could continue to be on this show. So do what you're going to do, Tyrese or whatever, Tyrese and Tracy. But that's all I got from the episode of Love After Lockup. I felt like a couple was missing, but I cannot remember which couple. Oh, I remember which couple. I cannot think of her name. The young girl with the daughter, and then she's dating the older guy. I can't think of their names, but it was, they were missing off this episode because last week Kweilyn and Chevelle was missing off that episode. But anywho, that's all I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know your thoughts about the review as well as the episode. Comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.